very short introduction of mine.
Pooja, your voice is breaking a little bit.
But, didn't you hear anything?
I heard it partially, everybody heard it partially, but it was not clear. Would you like to give
Okay,
something
maybe.
in short?
Okay. So this, should I introduce myself again?
Of course, you can if you want to.
Okay. This is Pooja Singh Baghel, and I'm one of the students of Jaison. And if you talk about my personal life, I'm a medical student, also a doctor. Former, I was government employee. Later on, I shifted my career into private practice. So I was practicing in private hospital as gynec. Right now, I'm on medical leave, and besides, I'm preparing for IELTS. So I'm just waiting for that I can recover my health. So just just after that, I will prepare for IELTS, and it will be from scratch.
Perfect. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Manthan, Nikki, Dhruv, Chirag, Lord, anybody?
I think I'm done, sir.
You're done? Yeah, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Pooja is done, Nikki, Manthan, Dhruv, and Chirag. We need one more introduction and then I'll share something. Anybody who would like to introduce, or else I'll start with the session.
You can start with your session, sir.
Okay, perfect. So, has anyone heard about an elevator speech or elevator speech? Do you guys have any idea about that?
I think no, sir.
Sorry?
I think no.
Nobody? Not a single person?
No, sir. I also didn't heard about that.
Okay. So, I helped two students prepare their elevator pitch. So, I'll try to share both of them. Let's do one thing. So, give me 1 second. So I'll need a volunteer for today as well. So the volunteers elevator pitch will be created today. So who would like to volunteer?
Hello.
Yes. Cool.
Sir, what do you mean by elevator speech?
Okay, I'll explain that. But before that, I need some faith and two volunteers. It would be
At the
something new.
bowling.
I think it's related academic study, or you have to give speech
Mm,
on
it would be
like
related to
on the
speaking, and it would be
presentation.
related to presentation. Yes.
Yes. Okay, I got it.
So would I? Can I consider you as my first volunteer?
Sure, sir.
Anybody else? One more. We have sufficient time to cover two.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
So Lord, good to go. So I'll share the first template of an elevator pitch. You can easily find it on platforms like ChatGPT. But the filling part is where your skills are required. So this is called as an elevator pitch. I'll explain what an elevator pitch looks like. So let's say you are with someone who is extremely important in your field, and you only have 30 seconds or maximum 40 seconds with this person, and in these seconds you're supposed to introduce yourself, you're supposed to tell them what exactly you do, and you're also supposed to tell them what your plan is, your call to action, or your thing that you're planning to do, your aim. So that is what we call as an elevator pitch. Did you get the idea of what this thing is?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
got it, sir.
All of you have seen examples of this in Shark Tank. and I'm not sure what the Indian version is called. What is it called? There is something similar to Shark
Itself,
Tank.
Shark Tank, I think. It
I
is
think
called
it's again
Shark
called as
Tank.
Shark Tank. Yeah. So Shark Tank is something that I watched when I was a kid many years ago when it was launched, and now it has come to India. So I'll show you two of the elevator pitch that I created. One is of a student that I help practice communication skills. So this is one. So who would like to read? So we have our first volunteer, Dhruv. So Dhruv, would you like to read this one?
Okay. I can start with hi, I'm Rahul.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rahul and I specialize in marketing medical equipment because I am passionate about providing a technological edge to the medical industry. I aim to help doctors make surgeries more effortless and contribute to patients' early recover by educating medical professionals to understand sophisticated machines and equipment. I have assisted numerous multi and super specialist hospitals as well as government and corporate hospitals in achieving breakthroughs in surgical techniques. I'm currently planning to associate with client
You can
to
add a
cater.
client's name here with so and so
Yes,
client. Let's say it's a multi-specialist hospital. So with multi-specialist hospitals to cater to the technological needs in, let's say, Bhopal.
Bhopal. And I believe my expertise to of one of one and a half decades in this field can add real value to our organization, your organization.
I'll read the same thing once again and then we'll switch to Lord. I'll share one more elevator pitch and then we'll create of Dhruv first and then of Lord. Right? So this is how I would speak. And one more thing you need to notice is there is a difference between reading something and there is a difference between speaking it out loud. So I'll first try to just read. Hi, I am Rahul and I specialize in marketing medical equipment because I am passionate about. This is reading. This is how we read. But the moment I switched to speaking, the whole voice changed. I started adding inflections and intonations, and there is a pattern in my speech. I don't read or speak monotonously. So I'll try to mimic the speech in this reading part. So I would read something like, hi, I'm Rahul and I specialize in marketing medical equipment because I'm passionate about providing a technological edge to the medical industry. I aim to help doctors make surgeries more effortless and contribute to patients' early recovery by educating medical professionals to understand sophisticated machines and equipment. I have I have assisted numerous multi and super specialty hospitals as well as government and corporate hospitals in achieving breakthroughs in surgical techniques. I'm currently planning to associate with so and so clients to cater the technological needs in so and so area, and I believe my expertise in my expertise of 1.5 decades in this field can add real value to your organization. Did you see the change? I made a small errors here and there, but did you see the change in reading and speaking?
Yes, sir.
This is what you need to implement. So practice speaking when someone is speaking. So practice reading along when someone else is speaking. So you can use an application called Blinkist for this one, for this purpose. Right?
Yes,
So
I'm using that.
sorry.
And I'm using that, whatever you said, it was, and it shares always different stories, uh, which are always based on different topics.
Hmm.
And it is really amazing. It is a contrast of new sentence formation, grammar, vocabularies, and I like this contrast. So today I learned that how to use no wonder than that. It
Sorry.
is a phrase.
How to?
How to use like no wonder than that.
I got it somewhat. How to use something something. No wonder something something.
No wonder, comma, that. It is a
Then that.
phrase.
The
Yes.
CHAN. Then and that.
Then that.
Okay.
It was completely former when you know that, when you not surprised because you have previous information and you just need to verify the rest.
Hmm.
Because I I have been practicing English since 10 years. No wonder then that I can speak flawless. So it views like that.
Pooja, your speech is partially inaudible.
Yeah, maybe the technical
Internet
issue.
issue.
I have like technical glitch from my side maybe.
Yep. So Pooja, try once more after a while. So if your internet works well, we can try again. Right. So Lord, would you like to read this one?
Oh, yes, sir.
You can replace it with your name.
So, hi, I'm Lord, and I specialize in sales and marketing. I'm passionate about solving the problems that our international friends face during their trips to Dubai by leveraging my ability to communicate in three different languages: Hindi, Gujarati, and English. With almost a decade of experience in sales, I have helped organizations in India and Dubai achieve their sales target and build relationships with international clientele. I'm currently looking to explore new opportunities in equipment sales, and I believe my expertise in truly understanding every aspect of sophisticated machinery from the ground level to the consumer level could add real value to your team.
So this is
Thank you,
called
sir.
an elevator pitch. So within 15, 20, or maybe 30 seconds, you are supposed to express what you are, what you do, not what you are, who you are, what you do, and what you're passionate about. So at the last, you can add your pitch by saying that I would like to or I would love to work with your organization. Got the idea of what this is?
Yes, sir.
Good, sir.
So do you want me to help you create your own version or would you like to do it by yourself? You can do it by yourself, you can send it to me, I can modify it and I can send it back. What would you like to do? You can take a screenshot of this one, the main.
Now, do we have to do, sir?
Not now, afterwards. Do you want me to help you right now to do this? Because I did ask for volunteers for this purpose. But if you want to do it by yourself, you can do it and then send it to me. So the next time
Let
when
us try then. If we will not able to, sir, so we will ask you help, sir.
definitely that's even better. See, the next time when I ask you to introduce yourself, you should have at least something like this for your speech. And this
Okay,
will
sir.
make people's jaw drops. Jaws drop, not jaw drops, jaws drop.
Just drop. Yes.
I'm making a lot of
It
errors
is
since
it is
yesterday,
called
and this dehydration thing is kicking really bad.
it is jaw dropping introduction.
It
It is
would be a
called
jaw
jaw
drop.
dropping
Sounds
introduction.
good.
Yeah.
Right, so prepare your speech and let me know. This is not just for these two, for everyone. You can create your own elevator pitch and send it to me. And even better, what you can do is record your speech and send it to me. Alright, I'll listen to it, I'll give my suggestions if there are any other. And the next time when you join, give me your elevator pitch. I might not remember that we practiced this thing, but you can tell me that if you remember the day we practiced this thing, I would like to give my elevator pitch. Can I? Right?
Okay, sir.
Perfect. So for the ones who missed, Jamshid, Nikki, and the rest were already there. So Jamshid and Nikki, you can take a screenshot of this, create your own elevator pitch, and the next time when I ask to introduce yourself, you should have something like this, or I can say something spectacular like this. Right? So practicing a speech multiple times would help you to also speak more confidently, because once you taste confidence in a language, you'll be able to apply the same confidence when you say something else in the language. This is something that I have noticed. Once I got comfortable with the English language, I started speaking confidently in front of people. And I observed the same confidence when I started speaking in Gujarati, in my own language, in Hindi. So I noticed the same confidence. It's not something different, I feel. I feel the same thing. Alright? So get comfortable with one language, become more confident, learn that language well, and you can become confident in any language that you learn. But you should know the context, you should know the language. These two things are mandatory. Alright? So let's start with the session. Any questions related to IELTS, communication skills, English or grammar? So if you guys have nothing, we can just end the session.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So I have a question. It is related to grammar. When we use conditional, when we apply conditionals in related to like in the sense of making sentence while speaking or writing. So I had a question that uh, we we use words, right? In second conditionals or kind of when we use like I had a sentence. अगर मैं दिल्ली जाने वाली होती तो मैंने तुम्हें पहले ही बता दिया होता तो आई वाज यूजिंग वर्क बट माय फ्रेंड वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स was she was using words instead of words and we both spoke like on the particular topic then yeah I proved right because I was saying so because I have done so many research on that I was not able to understand why it is happening that we are using words, but which kind of condition. I'm usually confused when we use conditionals in speaking or writing, like different situation we have, like past and present and past, present and future, present and like both these sentences, main clause and dependent clause are both RGC. So how we can differentiate that here we can use bird, here we can use would have. So this is kind of a bit tricky, but I have to learn.
Okay, so I was able to hear 90% of your conversation. There was some lag in the speech, but I understood that you're talking about conditionals.
Conditionals, yes.
Right? So how many conditionals are there?
0,
Mm-hmm.
first, second, I guess.
Zero conditional. Then first,
First,
second, then
second, third.
and mixed. See, this is the really technical aspect of the language where we mix and match. This is just like alchemy. Do you know what is alchemy?
Alchemist. What, what,
It's
what
just
did you say?
mixing and stuff. Alchemy means mixing all the things. So
Mixing.
you're mixing different aspects of a language. So let's start with the zero condition. Zero condition is nothing but something that you say with an if statement with a present simple or something that is obvious. For instance, if I say if the wind blows, what will happen? What happens if the wind blows? The trees will move, there will be more air, there will be a chaos if it moves too fast, if it blows too fast. So these are obvious
You
things.
can't play. You can't play badminton. It is. It can be there.
Badminton, we won't be able to play badminton, that is also fine. Any sport. If I say, if I drink coffee at 3 in the morning, what happens?
I won't be able to sleep.
So, can you easily understand this? Zero conditional means direct cause and effect. This is what zero condition means. Let's say, for instance, if you pick up the phone, you'll have to talk. or if you push this button, you will turn on, or the light turns on. So how do you remember this one?
Present, we are making present simple present tense by using if,
So we are given
but
conditions
with yes,
that yield, or we can say produce, real results or possible results. This is what zero condition is. So if you do something, this happens. That's it.
cause and result, I guess, right?
It's
If
not
you're doing
exactly.
this and
Yeah, you can say cause and result. Is it clear so far? So now let's proceed to second conditional. So whenever we, sorry, not second condition, our first condition. So let's say if something happens real, we will do this thing. If something happens, something that is real, let's say, what will you do if it rains? What will you do as a result of it?
will I will not go to the classes.
I will skip today's session. I won't recommend this. I always ask my students, if it rains, we will connect online.
Online.
I'm talking about my offline students, so I always tell them that if it rains, we'll connect online. That's not an issue. And if there is no internet, we'll have the session on calls, through a call. Is it clear? So it's kind of, if something real happens, we will do this. So you can simply remember this as, when I say condition, you add if, by the way. So condition, so this is a condition in present simple.
Present plus future.
You will always answer the question by saying will plus v1. Can you remember this one? First conditional.
yeah.
So can you give me examples now? Let's say if I work diligently, what will you do? If you work diligently, then what?
I'll get friends and I get appreciation,
I
maybe.
will receive. Can you see will plus v1? Appreciation
I'll receive
from
appreciation.
my peers.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So far so good. I made a mistake here. One more example from anybody else.
So may I?
Sure.
If I get a good result, I will be filled as over the moon.
If I get good results, I
I will
will
be
be,
on
let's
over
say,
the moon.
I will feel as if
Oh,
I will feel
I am. I would
be on
over the moon.
Cloud nine.
On the cloud nine.
you can do what to add whatever you want over here. But can you see, if I get good results, I will feel as if I would be on or over cloud nine. So that
It
is your first condition.
with it is with complex now because we are using will and would also.
Sorry.
It is with complex kind of sentence. No?
It is already a complex
If
sentence
I
since
get
the beginning. Hold on. you guys, did you notice this? We are all making complex sentences. This is your dependent
Yeah.
clause, this is your independent clause. And the moment I
Independent
add
clause.
and over here, this is now a compound complex sentence.
Yeah.
We already discussed complex sentences and compound complex sentences in the past. And we can also reverse it. We won't be able to play if the wind blows, and this will break my heart. Compound complex.
Compound sentences.
Yeah? We are already in complex sentences, and this is a part of advanced grammar.
Sir, I have to ask a question.
Sure, let's go.
Sir, is it compulsory to use with rain?
It's not necessary, we already changed it. So we give a present simple sentence, and we said that if this happens, this would be the result. But we used will plus V1.
No, sir, I know that, but I'm asking about the it itself. Because always I've seen often it used with rain. Why is that so, sir? Like, is it compulsory to use it?
Rain is something that is a thing. We won't say he, she, you, we. So those pronouns will not work. So it is used for objects or things. So we are now talking about pronouns.
Okay.
So I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So if you notice something, only he and she is gender specific. He and she is gender specific. We cannot change it. But these are gender neutral.
If we say that, like, if rain, sir, only rain.
No,
If you
it's
don't use it,
only
sir, so will it be wrong or right, sir? Like the sentence.
if rains, no. If it rains, then you can also add something else, but you need it rains.
Okay, sir.
So let's talk about a person. So if she, so I replace it with she. So rains, we can change it to if she talks, runs, speaks, anything. Right? So it depends on the gender. So we can change it to if he writes, reads, etc. Now did you get the concept?
Yes, sir. I knew that, sir, like about the concept of he or she, like we have to use as yes,
But
right? But I wanted to know only about it, sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah, sure. So we were in zero conditional, first conditional. Now we'll proceed to where is it? Second conditional. So does anyone know second conditional?
Past simple maybe.
It's not about past simple. See, I don't want you to remember any of the formula. I want you to understand what the concept is. If you notice in the first one, this is cause and effect. This is
Yes, sir.
second one, cause, present simple plus what we are going to do in the future.
Yes, sir.
And
Solution.
sorry, someone said something.
Something happened, and what we are going to like, what we are going to be like, yeah, what we are planning.
And we used modal auxiliary
V1.
verb.
Yes, L plus one.
Auxiliary verb. We used will, and it is not just for this one. We have a lot of verbs, modal verbs, can, could, shall, should, etc. So I'll put an etc over here. So whenever we use a modal verb, so we always follow it by V1. I think we covered this the last week. Not last week, I think 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Our 70th Q&A session was on this one. And that is the reason we are forcing students, or this is mandatory that you should use V1. Let's understand second condition. So when we talk about second conditional, think about things that are just hypothetical. If you remember the
Yeah.
hypothetical situations we talked about, let's go back
Which
to Lord.
which is unreal. We're thinking about it has not happened.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Hypothetical, like if you were a like PM Modi, so oh sorry, Prime Minister of the country, so what would you do? Kind of, sir.
Correct. So I just want to ask all of you, especially Lord. So do we use I plus was? Is it correct?
Mm, no.
So
I plus
Subject.
were.
I plus was is correct. We plus were, is
So
it
in
correct?
conditional, we are using were.
Hmm.
I know simply we use I plus was,
Yeah, we'll
but
come back to
here
that.
when we use conditional,
We'll come back to that. You are jumping the gun.
then we use
Is it the second one correct? We plus were.
yes,
What about you plus were?
yes, it was.
Normally, we would never use I plus were because it is considered wrong, except we are talking about something hypothetically. Just like I think Lord said, if I were the Prime Minister, does it mean that I am the Prime Minister?
So I am the Prime Minister. I think it's a different.
That's wrong. Can I say I was the Prime Minister?
Yeah, we could say
Yes.
that, sir.
That's wrong because I was never the Prime Minister. Am I planning to be the Prime
Mm.
Minister? I have no plans to become
We
the
could
Prime
say
Then
Minister.
it is going to be different.
It's going to a different direction. So I have no plans to become a Prime Minister. I'm neither the Prime
Mm.
Minister nor was the Prime Minister. So I cannot use these auxiliary verbs. So I'll have to depend for I plus were. And this is where the hypothetical situation starts. So just remember hypothetical. So second condition would always be hypothetical. So if I give an example, let's say if I were rich, what would I do? I would travel the world. Is this statement true or is it hypothetical?
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, so it's
it's
not true.
hypothetical, yes, sir.
So if this situation becomes true, only then this is possible. So this is your second condition. Can you guys give me more examples? Try to think about something else.
Hello.
Yeah.
If I won, if I won the lottery, I would buy a Porsche.
So we would say if I were to win the lottery, I would
Buy a Porsche.
buy a Porsche. And this is a proper noun, so I'll capitalize it. If
Capital, yes.
I were Pooja.
If I were a businesswoman,
Sorry?
if I were a businesswoman,
If I were a busy woman,
if I were a businesswoman,
businesswoman, sorry, woman,
businesswoman, I would buy expensive jewelry.
sorry,
I would buy expensive diamond jewelry.
so we'll add an expensive diamond. So is it that we have to use I plus were? It's not mandatory for second condition. We can say if he had studied harder. So this is again hypothetical. This person did not study hard. We are just saying hypothetically. What if this person studied harder?
He would have a me.
He would have
He would have uh, mm,
become an IAS officer.
a job. Because yeah, he would have become an IAS officer. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take one from Manthan. Would you like to add?
So, hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir. Can you repeat the question?
Would you like to add a sentence? I'll give you the partial part.
Okay,
You just need to finish it. So, if I knew
I,
the answer,
I knew that.
what would you say? Let's say answers
Mm,
to all the question.
I would score best in the exam.
Score the highest.
Mm,
Right? One more example. Let's say Nikki. Would you like to share an example?
Oh, yes, sir.
If you are speaking, we can't hear you.
No, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me give one. If we were all in the same city, we would have these sessions offline. I would be more than happy to invite all of you to my house. There is this essay from Cambridge, I think it's 19 or 18. So it says online coaching is more preferable. Sorry, some people believe that the traditional method of education is more effective than the online method. What do you guys believe? Would online be better or offline? What are the pros and cons? Which one is more effective?
Offline.
Offline is more,
Offline would
offline is
always
more effective.
supersede the online classes. But if you are learning from someone like me, I would still use my laptop. I would still ask you to take your cell phones and learn from it, because I'll be using a mixture of both. Why would we stick to just the traditional chalk and board method? We would imbibe or implement digital concepts as well. So a mixture of both would be great. If these sessions were offline, none of you would say hello, hello, or am I audible and stuff like this. It would be far better. The experience would be much smoother. But is it possible for me to go to different countries just for this session every week? It's
No.
not
No.
possible. That's not reasonable. Another thing is, did you travel for half an hour just to attend this session, or did you just take out your cell phone? You got a notification. Here you are. This
Yeah.
is far easier. You're not even putting yourself
In this
in the
fast
harm's way.
paced era, we can do and we can do anything. It depends on that how we are utilizing digital tools.
True.
So it depends on.
I was fortunate to work shoulder to shoulder, or you can say rub shoulder to shoulder with my own teachers from my school. So I was a video editor, and I was fortunate that my own teachers, the ones whom I called my teachers, were my colleagues. So they were excellent teachers when I was a student, when I was a kid. But when the whole COVID thing happened, the lockdown thing happened with everybody, they had to forcefully switch to online classes. And I've seen some of my own teachers were amazing offline, they were not comfortable teaching online. Whereas someone like me, I would prefer online far as compared to the offline sessions. Because offline sessions, it is a little less convenient to everybody. Because even I have to travel, you guys have to travel, and a lot of things are there. But when it comes to digital classes, if the internet connection is good, this is the best education ever. because you can even get access to people whom are not available or who are not available closer to you in your proximity. You can get access to intellectual caliber from different parts of the world. Right? Jamshed, one sentence from your side, and then we'll switch to third condition. I think you're away from screen. Anybody else would like to add one more, or should we switch to third one?
Yeah, so shall we try? Shall I try some?
Sure.
Okay, so if we were in Paris, so we would watch live, what you can say, Olympic match.
I added Olympics as O capital because I used specifically which one, or else it would be a common name.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear so far?
Yes, sir.
See, there is not much of a difference between the second and the third because both almost means the same thing. Because these are things or the situations that happened or did not happen in the past, not or it did not happen in the past, and they're imagined results. We are imagining results now. So let me add a small detail over here. So I would say hypothetical situations and their outcomes if they were to be true. This is what we did in the second one. We decided about hypothetical situations, and then we decided what situations or what outcomes would we want if the previous condition is true. Now if we talk about the third conditional, as I said, there is a small minor change. When we use the third conditional, we are still talking about the past situations that never happened. For instance, if you had left earlier, what would happen? You would have
Reach earlier.
you would have made the session. You would have the important class or the session. I need to prioritize which class.
so if you would have left earlier, you would have reached the station on time. You would have been able to attend the live session. So these are all third conditionals because these are situations from the past that never happened. So situations from the past, not hypothetical, that did not happen, and that is the reason we are talking about their imagined results. I'll give one more example. Let's say if we have saved more money, we would have enough money to buy or to pay for the down payment. Or you can directly say we would have already paid the down payment. So this is something that did not happen in the past, but if it would have happened, we would have done this. One example from you guys. Anybody?
If I had practiced more, I would have won the match
If
or soccer
I
match.
would have practiced more. Let's cover the whole team. We or our team
Our team
would have
have
won the match.
won the football match
You can specify which match.
or cricket.
See, if you would have mentioned World Cup, and this would be an hypothetical situation, like completely ridiculous, just like if I were to win the lottery, then you can add it to the second condition. Can you see the
Okay.
minor change? These
Yes, sir.
things would
Would
still
have.
be possible,
Yes, sir.
but the previous one, the second condition, they are not possible. It's never possible that people from different parts of the world would be in the same city, except we make that happen. And one more sentence,
So,
anybody? Yes, sir.
yes, I wanted to know, sir, a sentence like I wanted to clarify like my issue. Like that's a if I make this sentence in this way,
Hmm.
if you had left like earlier, so you would reach the station on time, sir. So would it be wrong sentence, sir?
Can you repeat that again? Let's write this down. If
Yeah, sir. We have mentioned here.
hmm.
If you had left earlier, you would have reached the station on time.
Hmm.
In spite of it, sir, if I would make this sentence in this way, if you had left earlier, right,
Hmm.
you would reach the station on time, sir.
Reach the station on time.
On time. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
Now
is it
there
a
are
wrong sentence, sir?
no, it's not wrong. Now there are certain aspects which we cannot see in IELTS, and that is why we use irregular verbs. So this is V3. Did you guys notice that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is V1. The reason we have V3
You
over
can't
here,
use V1 with had past. We cannot use V1.
here we have after would. That is the reason we used V3. And here Lord used would plus V1, and that is the reason we have V1. So this is also right.
Yes, sir. I know that, sir. Like we have to use third form with has or have.
Hmm.
Just wanted to make, sir, only simple sentence. We would reach, not we would have reached.
That's also fine.
So I wanted to. Okay, sir. Thank you.
But the conditional will be changed if because we're using you had left earlier, you would have reached the station on time, right?
If you had left earlier, you would reach on time. Both are right.
Yeah.
This is still a condition
Then
because we have
condition-
if in the beginning.
The conditional will be changed now. The condition will be changed then. There's going to be a second conditional maybe.
Your voice is breaking.
Now it is second conditional, so if you had left earlier, you would reach the station on time.
How is it second? It's not hypothetical. This would have been possible. See, the second and third would confuse you. So don't think too much because you are not going to be grammar experts or grammar Nazis. You just need to clear this test or communicate effectively.
I think both are. So second one is also grammatically right. It is not incorrect, right, sir?
Both are grammatically correct. Our main intention is to be
Yeah.
grammatically correct, and these are the small nuances of second and third conditional that confuses a lot of students.
Yes, sir.
So just remember this thing. This is absolutely hypothetical situation. These are the perfect sentences. These might be partially right or wrong, but these are absolutely perfect because these are ridiculous sentences. If I were rich, I would have traveled the world. If I were Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I would have done so and so. If I were to the president, I would do so and so. Got it? Any doubts so far?
Yes.
No, sir.
No, sir.
And now mixed is nothing but mixture of two or more things. For instance,
Two or
let's say if I would have slept on time, I wouldn't have been this tired right now. So it's kind of mixing and matching. You can start using different things from different places. One can be hypothetical, one can be the obvious one. Say we mixed 0 with the second one, if you notice.
Second.
So we mixed it. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to conditionals, you don't have to worry too much about the second, third, and all these things. But the only thing is, just make sure that if you are giving a hypothetical situation, it should be accordingly. And if you are giving a situation which has a causal effect, just remember that it's 0. People don't usually focus on these things, first, second, or third. We just need to know if it is hypothetical, we need to change certain aspects of the language. For instance, I plus verb. Make sure that these things are right, and the rest would be alright. You don't have to worry. Got it?
Yes, sir.
And during the next session we'll have a proper mind map, because this is something that I have not documented yet, because this is something that I learned many years ago. But the next time I'll show you a PDF, not a PDF exactly. We would have a proper mind map, and I'll explain these things once again, and I'll send you the PDF in the group. Alright,
Okay, sir.
so this became a completely grammar session, grammar focused. Any other questions, or should we end the session? Okay, so we have an announcement. So on 18th I'll be traveling, so we won't be having the Q&A session on 18th, but instead of that I'll be taking the same session on 16th. So we have one more Q&A session lined up on Monday. Alright,
Okay, sir.
and I'll be dropping a text after this session, and everybody will get to know, but as you guys are here live with me, so I'm telling you directly. Right. Any
Okay.
last questions, anything before we close this session?
Sir, I have a reading session.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's about uh, matching the headings.
Matching the headings. Okay. Do you have any specific question type? Not question type, but the question that you have from a Cambridge volume.
Not particularly right now, but generally I have suffering in that type of questions like MCQs uh, or summaries in which answers, not answers, but synonyms are there, and sometimes even in locating information.
Hmm. Okay. Let's take one of the Cambridge volumes.
Cambridge 19,
Cambridge 19.
the reading test one online. It is this topic related with online something.
Test number.
Passage number 1.
How tennis rackets have changed. Is this the one?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is Cambridge 19, right?
Yes, sir. Cambridge 19. Reading test 1.
Let me share my screen.
How tennis rackets have changed.
I think you should be able to see my screen. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We don't have matching or anything in this question. This one?
locating information.
So this is the passage. So Dhruv, how would you solve, or let's ask Pooja, how would you solve this passage?
Uh, information type of question. Okay. Firstly, sir, I will read the passage.
You will read the
Simultaneously, I
passage.
will annotate. I will annotate important keywords,
Hmm.
whether it is the scientist name or kind of year or kind of information, facts. So I will annotate those points
Hmm.
and I turn my mind into question. I'll read the question
Hmm.
and definitely I'll find the answer. If I know the right meaning of words, then
Hmm.
it depends.
What
So
about
it
you,
is
Dhruv?
information.
Hello.
Yeah, how would you do it?
First of all, I look at the questions and mark some keywords and try to, after reading all the things, I all some first questions about not first all the questions and try to log it in the passage and find that answer
Okay, so
and
I
compare things.
now get the mistake. So Pooja, did you get the mistake that he's making?
Yes, sir.
What is the
It
mistake?
is the first thing that you will. It is okay that you will read the question, but before reading the passage, there is nothing to do with reading questions.
Hmm.
Because it is information type of question. You have to read the passage, then you will get to know that the what is the question locating right now.
So Dhruv, what you're doing
I
is
said I
you read
I
the
said I read
question.
the question
Hmm. That is the
and
mistake.
mark some keywords
That is a mistake.
after. Okay.
Okay. So the thing is,
Not everything is work.
yeah. See, the thing is, the person who has created these passages will use keywords that would resonate in most of the passages. And there is also NB. So there will be a passage which answer or the answer will be repeated more than once in a singular passage. So what you're supposed to do is solve this just like list of heading. So this is your list of headings. So read the passage and then try to figure out what makes more sense.
Yes, sir.
Let's try this right now.
Okay,
Dhruv,
sir.
we'll read the first passage and then we'll go to the options. As of now, I have no idea what's written in the passage or what's written in the answers. So let's just focus on the passage.
Actually, uh, I connect from phone, so I cannot zoom it out.
Okay, so I'll read it out. I'll simultaneously explain. Right? Just try to focus here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
When one mentions pirates, an image springs to most people's mind of a crew of misfits, daredevils, and adventurers in command of a tall sailing ship in the Caribbean Sea. So we are basically talking about the way movies and web series or even cartoons have depicted pirates. So we are talking about the pirates, and we might have already seen. You guys might have already seen the movie, The Pirates of the Caribbean. So we already have a picture in our mind.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So this is what they are saying. We'll have these things in our mind. Misfits means people who do not fit. Yet from the first,
There is.
sorry, yet from the first to third millennium. So what is millennium?
1,000 years ago.
Millennium is 1,000. And what is BCE? I did mention this shortcut to someone else recently. So BCE should be read as
Before Common Era.
perfect. So whenever you see short forms that are important, always read it fully. So I'll simply give an overview of what these things are. So 0000, we are right now in 2024 common era. So CE. So this would be absolute starting. So this is considered as the birth of Christ. And the calendar that we all are using is created by Christians, so Christianity.
Christians.
So the reason we use this is because this is the most accurate calendar. There are multiple calendars, but they fail to be as accurate as these calendars, this calendar that we use. And before that, if you go, now starts the BCE, or called before the Common Era. Many people would call this as before the death of Christ, and this is after the death of Christ. But we don't usually call it, so we'll call it as Common Era. So BCE and CE. Is this clear? You'll be looking at these words a lot. And another thing is century.
Yes, sir.
I won't be explaining century, I'll
Century.
directly show it to you. For instance, we are in the 21st century. That means it started in the year 2001, it will end in the 2100 year. So a simple shortcut is write down this number here and add 2 zeros and go 100 years back. 100 years wouldn't be 2000 because it would be 101 years. So this will be 2001. So let's take one more. So 19th century would be 1801
801
to 1900.
199 1900.
Then
Yes, sir.
so yet from the first to third millennium BCE, thousands of years before these swashbucklers, I'm not sure how it is pronounced, began spreading fear across the Caribbean, pirates prowled the Mediterranean. Prowled means they were spread around everywhere, raiding merchant ships and threatening vital trade routes. So these were the ones who used to loot people. So merchant ships were the ones who used to trade things back and forth, and they used to affect important. Vital means important. So you need to remember synonyms: vital, crucial, significant,
Pivotal,
pivotal.
salient,
Sorry,
essential,
salient. We don't use pivotal or salient much. We do use
essential,
essential, imperative.
pragmatic,
Pragmatic is
paramount,
practical.
sorry.
Now you're going other way. So another word is paramount. We don't use paramount much. You won't be seeing paramount a lot. So these
Yes.
things: vital, crucial, significant, essential, imperative. This is all important. This also means important, but we will use these ones more. However, despite all efforts and the might of various ancient states, piracy could not be stopped. So, despite all the efforts, the governments tried a lot to stop these pirates, but they were not able to stop them. The situation remained unchanged for thousands of years. Only when the pirates directly threatened the interests of ancient Rome did the Roman Republic organize a massive fleet. Fleet means an army of ships to eliminate piracy. So the Romans were the first who tried to eliminate the piracy. That means these pirates. Under the command of the Roman general Pompey, I'm not sure what Pompey is, Rome eradicated. Eradicated means
reduce,
not reduce, but completely removing. That is called eradicate.
remove,
Diminish. Transforming the Mediterranean into Mare Nostrum. Mare Nostrum means RC. This is the Roman language. So we understood the passage so far. We read it once. Now you are supposed to look at these options and eliminate it as if it were MCQs. So was there any denial of involvement in piracy?
no,
Did we read anything about the details of how a campaign to eradicate piracy was carried out?
wrong,
This was mentioned. They were trying to eradicate,
but
a
not
detail
campaign.
was missing. So we won't select this one.
Yeah.
A mention of the circumstances in which states in the ancient world would make use of pirates. Does it resonate even partially?
Not state
Not
for
really.
some compensation.
A reference to how people today commonly view pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean.
They were talking about thousands, like before thousands, before BC. They're not talking about the current situation.
Read this line again. An image springs to
Anyways,
most people's mind of a crew of misfits. So we are talking about the present.
yes,
So it
they're talking
resonates.
about right now. What they think, yeah.
Did you say it, Dhruv? It resonates with the passage that we read. So we'll keep it as a doubt. We have two more options to eliminate. We also have NB, so it is possible that the same passage would be used somewhere else as well. So just be ready. Keep your eyes open. Right? An explanation of how some people were encouraged not to return to piracy. Any mention of these things?
No,
Not at all. What about a mention of the need for many sailing vessels? Vessels were not mentioned. To stay relatively close
no.
to land? It doesn't make sense. So we have the answer. For 17 we have A. Because we solve it
17A.
We solved it as if we were solving list of headings first because we read the whole passage, and then we were solving it with the help of MCQs, elimination method. And do remind me to cover all the question types. Not tomorrow exactly, but within the next few days. We'll cover all the question types once again.
Okay, sir.
So we won't be able to stretch any further because I'm literally exhausted. And we'll end this session
Yes,
here.
sir.
Right?
Sure.
So, wishing you all the very best. I'm so glad that you guys joined, and I tried my best to add more value. If you have any
Thank you,
doubts,
sir.
make sure that you drop me a DM. You're most welcome, dear.
Thank you.
Pooja, your voice is breaking, but I got your emotion. You're most welcome.
I said thank you. Answer will be the right answer because it was written for the reference to how people today commonly view pirates. Then they were detailing on how a campaign to eradicate piracy was carried out.
Which one? Your voice was breaking. Can you please repeat it again?
Maybe she want to say that A do have answers for 14 and 17.
For
The
14 and
reference
17.
people.
So there
Maybe
was no
she's talking.
reference, and specifically there was no denial in this passage. Who denied?
Yes, Rom.
Sir, I'm saying that we have two options, 15 and 17.
15. Detail of how a campaign to
Details.
eradicate piracy. See, they did mention
Yes.
that Romans were the one who decided over here.
Who decided?
So the details were not shared of how they will stop the piracy, how they will stop the pirates. That is missing. That is
Then,
probably in the upcoming passages. They will tell exactly how they
then
stop
it
the
would
piracy.
be, then it would be an email that 17 one.
Okay, you don't have to select two options mandatorily for every passage. Just for one of them, if it makes sense. Don't force it. So 17 is obvious,
Yes, sir.
right? So Dhruv, this was the strategy you were supposed to use.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So don't mark the keywords for these questions, but do mark the keywords for questions such as MCQs. Just the question, not the
MCQs.
options. For questions such as true,
True,
false,
false
not
not
given,
given.
yes or not given, filling the
Yes, no, not
blanks,
given.
summary.
Yes, I got it.
Right? For these questions, you need the options, you need the keywords, but not for this question.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so that would be the end of today's session. This was our 72nd Q&A session, and I have no idea how I spent more than 80 to maybe 90 hours on this Telegram channel, but it was always fun, as usual.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It means a lot.
Almost welcome.
Good
So
night,
guys,
sir.
we'll end it here. I'll see you very soon. As I said, we'll have the session on Monday.
16.
Right? Instead of 18,
Okay.
we'll connect on 16.
Yeah, we'll be traveling.
Yes, Nikki?
Okay, good night, sir.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Nikki, did you mention something?
No, sir, no, sir. I didn't say.
Alright, perfect. So we'll end the session here. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Yes.
Good night.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.